Baseball seasons don't end in October. They end in moments. 3 games, 3 chances, 1 division on the line. The Milwaukee Brewers enter a home series against the rival Cincinnati Reds with everything to play for and everything to lose.
Bottom 9, tying run at the plate, swing that'll be easily caught in the outfield. The Reds take game 1 of the final 3-game set of the season, an inch closer to the NL Central title. Brewers down 3, last chance here. It's a grounder to short, and that is going to do it. On to first, Reds win again, 4-1. 2 outs, the pitch to Yelich. It's driven deep right center field, back, and caught at the track. The Reds sweep the Brewers in their own building for the NL Central crown.
A season of resilience, undone in a single weekend. And for the Brewers, the fallout was only the beginning. Before the heartbreak, there was hope. Before the collapse, there was belief. And before the injuries, there was a team that refused to break.
The 2-2 pitch to Judge, and Peralta gets him swinging at the low and away slider to end the 4th inning, still perfect. William Contreras ahead in the count, and Cole's pitch is hit to right center, and it will get down for an RBI single, scoring the runner home from second. Cole deals 1-1 pitch, hit back at him and off of his glove, and Garrett Mitchell is going to beat it out to first for an infield hit. Poor luck for the Yankees. Bases loaded, Hill deals to Hoskins on the 3-1 pitch, and Hoskins unloads on it to deep left field. No doubt about that one, it is out of here. 474-foot grand salami to help the Brewers blow the game wide open in the 5th inning by a score of 7-zip.
You know, the Yankees in the first 2 games is likely not something the Brew Crew faithful had on their bingo cards.
McGill deals to Wells with the tying run at third and got him. 100-mile-an-hour fastball freezes him cold for the Brewers to win again here at Yankee Stadium, 2 straight.
Despite the hot start, baseball is cruel, and the baseball gods were merciless.
Hoskins comes to the plate as a ray of hope for the Brewers. Pagan, pitch, deals, and Hoskins lips it to left, back, but not far enough to exit the building, caught for the 2nd out. And Frelick is trying to advance. He gets caught in a rundown. What a way to lose it. Brewers blow their chance.
Breaking news coming out of Milwaukee today. Garrett Mitchell being placed on the IL today for 1 to 2 months with a torn finger ligament. To make matters worse, Bryce Terang will also miss a month or 2. He went down with a broken shin.
Jackson Churio with a chance to be a hero. His only hit so far this series is a home run. They could use one right now to beat the Cubbies. Presley deals the pitch, and Churio lifts the first pitch to right field. It is a lazily flown ball right into the glove for a Cubs win.
Starting pitcher Freddie Peralta is going to miss a week or 2 with a head contusion. And more news for Milwaukee. Jake Bauers, 2 to 3 months with a torn calf. The injuries are just piling up for the Brew Crew.
4 starters gone, a lineup gutted, a rotation stretched thin, and yet they kept fighting.
Well, due to injuries, it's going to be Oliver Dunn at the plate with 2 on and 2 out. He does have 1 double today. Josh Hader looking to deliver the first pitch. Dunn hits it, and it's lined to right field for a base hit. That is going to deliver the tying run and leave runners on second and third base. Hudson, 1-2 pitch, delivers. High, he got Pedro Leon swinging with a fastball and gets Milwaukee out of a huge jam in the 10th inning. Houston isn't trusting Brian King with the ball due to his great average versus right-handed batters, but Willie Contreras is no average right-handed hitter. King dealing the 0-1 pitch, and Contreras laces it into right center field down in the gap, and that is going to win it for Milwaukee. Brewers walk it off in the 10th thanks to William Contreras.
They weren't supposed to survive, but somehow they did. Feeling the present is so uncertain, the future becomes everything. And for Milwaukee, the draft became a lifeline. At day 20, they found a potential future ace, 18 years old, 72 overall, a ceiling that touches the clouds. It won't take long until he's throwing nasty breaking pitches and eating innings at the majors. The contact catcher with discipline, vision, presence, and a path to the big leagues. Contreras is an understudy for his successor, the power bat with questions and answers waiting in the minors, lurking until he's ready. Raw, electric, a lottery ticket with superstar upside that fits the Blue Crew makeup to a T. Fast on the base paths and great in the outfield. A future closer? Maybe. A future weapon? Absolutely. A strikeout pitcher who just needs a bit of time to develop. Not the highest ceiling, but his ability to avoid walks and eat innings could absolutely be of use in the future. As raw as he is, it's gonna take a long time to see this pick to fruition. But who's to say he isn't a trade piece in the future that gets the Brewers over the hump? One take that seems to be wasted, but in the 6th round where many teams do exactly that same thing. Likely a career minor leaguer, but who's to say he doesn't surprise? The Brewers didn't just draft players, they drafted storylines, and those storylines will shape the next decade. Notable players who could find a place into our story in the future are the Nationals' #1 overall pick, Joel Walker, young ball-throwing starter, great potential, says no to walks. Angels' #2 overall pick, Charles Whitaker, speed, contact, and a very clutch bat. Mariners' #3 overall pick, Ahmad Navarro, raw, talented, and one big question mark. Cubs' 1st-round pick, Adrian Walker, the third baseman the Brewers could have used. The arch rivals tuck right in front of them. Rangers' 1st-rounder Keith Roberts, future batting title winner perhaps, with great fielding and a clutch bat. As July turned to August, the league shifted.
Multiple deals to report in the league today. O'Neal Cruz to Detroit. The Tigers make a big splash today, acquiring O'Neal Cruz from the Pirates for 3 prospects, including the underdeveloping Bryce Rayner. Also making a move today, the Atlanta Braves acquire all-star closer Mason Miller from the Athletics for 3 young prospects. And finally, the New York Yankees trade for Lawrence Butler today as they sent the A's 2 of their top organizational prospects in George Lombard Jr. and Chase Hampton.
Stars were on the move, contenders were loading up, and Milwaukee stood at a crossroads. Despite Trevor McGill's 6 blown saves at the break, he made the All-Star team with a 4.15 ERA and a 1.56 WHIP. The team's other All-Star was Christian Yelich, who's having a very solid year, even if not as great as the man he was beating out in votes, Marcell Ozuna. Bonus, he had one on deadline day, after everyone had made their moves, The Brewers were 62-47, a game ahead of the Reds for first in the Central. They weren't healthy enough to go all in, but they were too competitive to fold. Before a trade was made, the Brewers extended William Contreras and his hot bat for 6 years, $87 million. It was a move that rewarded his leadership and stability at the catcher position and ensured time to bring the new draft pick crews along. Aaron Savale had 107 strikeouts and a 2.93 ERA at the deadline. He even proved to be necessary for the team. So they extended him. 2 years, $30 million. Stability seemed important to the Brewers brass. Cortez was struggling. His deal was expiring. The Brewers needed stability, and the Reds were fine with the flexibility his expiring contract gave them.
The Brewers made a flop with the division rival Reds today, trading away Nestor Cortez Jr. for Brady Singer.
2 unneeded veterans out, 2 teenage bats in. A move for tomorrow, not for today.
Veterans Mark Canha and Tyler Alexander are being traded to the Red Sox from Milwaukee today for 2 very young teenage prospects.
But tomorrow does not win games in August. And after the deadline, the losses came fast.
Josh Bell at the plate. Bamps delivers, and it is hit towards the left center gap off the bullpen wall, and C.J. Abrams rounding third for home, and he is in at the plate for a walk-off for the Nationals. Josh Bell drives home the winner, and the Nats win it 2-1. Rhys Hoskins having an amazing season, but they need him more than ever right now. 0 for 3 today, but 40 bombs this season. Griffin Jacks stands, delivers, and Hoskins lips it out to right, drifting into the wind and into foul territory, caught for the final out as the Cubs have hung on to win it 2-1 behind Griffin Jacks' 41st save of the season. Yelich has seen his average dip today, 0 for 3, 1 out, and they need him to be clutch. Bird delivering to the plate. Yelich takes it to center for a single. A runner scores, and another to third. Brewers take the lead. McGill in trouble with Springer at the plate, and he takes it down the line and left for a base hit into the corner. That scores the tying run as Trevor McGill has blown the save. Now, he's got to keep him in it as he delivers to Bichette, who takes it to right field. Base hit. The Blue Jays have walked it off in the 9th inning. Another bone-crushing defeat for Trevor McGill and the Milwaukee Brewers down the stretch.
At 87-72, a half a game behind the Reds. 3 games remained. 3 games, 1 division, everything on the line.
Tough to be down 2 runs already as Hoskins gets a hold of that one deep left field over the wall and gone. Rhys Hoskins with a clutch tying 2-run shot in the first inning. Brewers find themselves down again, but Monasterio has lifted that one to right center and into the gap to score 1 run and inch the route through closer again with a stand-up double. In steps William Contreras, who sees the 1-1 pitch from Martinez and takes it into left all the way against the wall for another Brewers RBI double. This one to tie the ball game at 5 apiece. Here comes Lucas Erceg into the game to close this one. 43 saves and 51 tries. He's been lights out at times this season. Facing Joseph Ortiz in the bottom half of this 9th inning. Lifting a 101-mile-an-hour fastball to right, but easily caught for the first out. Now Blake Perkins to the plate, and he takes one out to left field. Another lazy fly ball. Easy out, number 2 for Cincinnati. 1 out away from it now in the bottom of the 9th. Tying run at the plate. Swing, and that'll be easily caught. The Reds take game 1 of the final 3-game set of the season, an inch closer to the NL Central title. Excruciating 6-5 loss for the Brew Crew tonight. Brewers down 3. Final chance. Grounded to short, and that will do it. On to first. Reds win again, 4-1. In steps Christian Yelich, already 0 for 3 today. He's been in a big slump, seeing his average fall to under 285. Driven to deep right center field, back, and it is caught at the track. The Reds have swept the Brewers in their own building for the NL Central crown.
The Brewers didn't just lose the division. They lost their identity. And it didn't end there. The Brewers would make the playoffs anyway as a wild card team to earn a deed in Arizona with the Diamondbacks. Peralta wasn't himself.
Randall Grichuk at the plate. Peralta winds up and sends it, and Grichuk gives it a ride to deep center field, and that is carrying back off the wall. Randall Grichuk rounding second to third, and he is in there with a one-out triple in the bottom of the second. Peralta deals to McCarthy, hits a right field. That should be deep enough to score the game's first run, and it will. Grichuk back at the plate. He did damage last time up, and he will do it again. Down the line and left. That's going to get into the corner and give the Diamondbacks a 2-0 lead. Peralta dishes to Perdomo at the plate, and he hit that. How did he get that one? That is going to score the runner from third on a very awkward hit.
Corbin Barnes was brilliant on the other side.
Contreras at the plate. This could be dangerous for Burns, and it will be hit into left for an RBI single. In the same inning, they break the no-no. The Brewers get their first run of the game.
But that was all they could muster.
Garrett Mitchell, last hope in game number 1. Ginkel deals, and it is hit weakly to center field. That's an easy play for Corbin Carroll, and that is going to do it. Diamondbacks get game 1, 3-1.
In game 2, Zach Allen in his 20-win season took the mound, opposing the 8-year Brewer, Brandon Woodruff. The game went back and forth to begin.
2-2 pitch to Naylor. He will swing on it and whiff. He goes down, stranding 2 runners on the base paths. Brandon Woodruff is fired up to get out of that inning. Garrett Mitchell leading off the second. He couldn't be a hero last night, but he starts the fireworks tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That ball is no doubt out of here. A 436-foot bomb off of Gallen to give the Brewers the early lead. If Woodruff has any hope of getting out of this jam, no, Gabriel Moreno takes it to deep left field, and 3-run shot from Moreno, and the Diamondbacks now lead it 3-1.
Errors, bad luck, hard contact in the gloves, a season ending not with a knockdown drag-out fight, but a fizzle. The fuse burning out, if you will.
Woodruff pitches to Carroll, dribbles it down the first baseline, double play chance, and Hoskins has thrown it away into left center field. Naylor takes one to center, Frillick loading up, throw home, it could be in time. Oh, but the ball came out of the glove. He had him dead to rights, and the ball came out. It's just bad luck all day here for the Brewers.
And just like that, the Brewers, who had the number 3 man in MVP voting, number 3 silver slugging DH, number 2 silver slugging catcher, and 3 gold glove candidates, were gone. To make matters worse, they washed. They washed as the Arizona Diamondbacks swept the Atlanta Braves. They watched as the Diamondbacks beat the Los Angeles Dodgers. They watched the Arizona Diamondbacks take their place in the World Series. And then they watched the Diamondbacks get swept by the Minnesota Twins. By the way, because this could be important later, the World Series MVP was center fielder Emmanuel Rodriguez, a rookie, 22 years of age, brought up just this season, hit 173 with 3 homers in 49 games and won World Series and playoff MVP. Anyone can be a hero. To understand the offseason, you must understand the failure. 4 starters lost for months at a time. McGill, 43 saves, all blown saves becoming losses. Contreras, Yelich, Hoskins carrying the load. Everyone else, sporadic. AAA and AA both missing the postseason. Reinforcements just never came. This wasn't a collapse. It was a slow bleed. And now, the Brewers face the most important offseason in franchise history. Is Rhys Hoskins the face of the franchise or the biggest trade chip in baseball? Can Milwaukee trust McGill after 8 blown saves? What happens with Peralta and Woodruff long-term in the rotation? Did Shelley or Cruz get fast-tracked? Is this a retool or a rebuild? The Central is winnable, but the window is fragile. Dynasties aren't built in a year. They're built in the off-season. And for Milwaukee, that time is now.